My name is Chariko Yamamoto. I'm 27 years old. I'm living in Saitama, where I was born and raised, and currently working at my parents' inn. Ever since I was a child, my parents had been running an inn that they had started themselves. It was a hot spring, so most of our customers are from the local area, and we were doing pretty well. After my father passed away, my mother was working hard by herself as the owner and manager, but it seems like she's pushed herself a bit too much. Mom, are you okay? I heard that you collapsed.
Chariko, you came. I'm fine. Don't worry.
Of course I came. I got calls from everyone while I was out saying that you fainted in the lobby.
I'm sorry I made you worry. I think I've been overworking. I'll be better once I have a rest, so please relax. It's nothing to fuss about.
You've been really hard on yourself since Dad died. Take a good long rest. Make the most of this hospital visit to get back on your feet.
Chariko, is the inn okay? We're going to be short of staff today because I'm in the hospital.
Yeah. There weren't any customers today either. For reasons I'll explain later, our inn has been having trouble recently. The number of customers coming through has decreased, so we're in a pretty tight spot financially. To be honest, the situation is so bad, I think we've got to start considering bankruptcy. Now that my mom's in the hospital, it's going to be really difficult to keep the inn open. I was thinking we should shut the inn. Temporarily, just for a while until you're back on your feet. I don't know how I'll explain things to the staff yet, and it'll be really tough on them too, but...
Chariko, please, don't shut the inn. Whatever you have to do, please don't close it down.
Huh? But we can't keep it open while you're here. Why?
That inn is really important to me. I know it's important to you too, but for me it's filled with memories of my time with your dad. I don't want to let go of it just yet. I know that we don't have as many customers as we used to, but we still have plenty of regulars who come quite often. I want you to protect it for me while I'm here. Please.
But I've only ever helped you out. I don't know the first thing about running a business. I don't know if I can do it like you and Dad.
You'll be okay. I know that you can do it. You're cheerful and you're always putting the customers first. That's why so many of our regulars are so fond of you and ask how you're doing when they see me. I know how strong your work ethic is, and I'm proud of you for it. I know that you can do it. Trust me.
Mom, sorry to interrupt your conversation. Wait, you're the owner of...
Hello, my name is Nakayama. I run the first-class hotel nearby. Well, we're so close, I guess you could say that we're neighbors. I heard that Mrs. Yamamoto collapsed, so I came to visit. But thank you for coming to see me. You didn't have to.
The woman that appeared was the owner of a rival business. She opened up a hotel around the corner from ours 2 years ago. They have luxurious rooms, 5-star dinners, room service, and even use AI in their state-of-the-art reservation software. Their popularity has grown recently, and everyone is talking about them all over social networking sites. It's become the latest trend for people to take pictures and videos of their stay and share them online. I said earlier that there was a reason why our inn is in a really tough situation. Well, this is the problem. She's the woman that's trying to push her business over the edge and into bankruptcy.
Poor you. It's a shame you've collapsed at such a crucial time for your inn. I hope you get better soon, Mrs. Yamamoto. It seems like you've had much fewer guests staying at your inn ever since my hotel was built. You don't want them decreasing even more because you're in hospital, do you? Well, it doesn't matter to me whether you make it back to your inn or not. I'll be taking all of your customers either way.
Excuse me, if you're only going to make horrible comments to stress my mom out even more, then could you please leave? She's still recovering.
How rude! I came all this way to visit your mother, and that's how you treat me? For a girl who was brought up by parents who own an inn, you really don't have any manners. They haven't disciplined you at all. I hope you don't treat your guests like this.
You! How dare you! Say that one more time!
Chariko, I know you must feel frustrated, but please calm down. There's no point arguing with her. She's trying to steer you up. I heard a rumor that you were having trouble finding someone to take over your inn. I suppose this is why. Who would want a girl like this managing an inn? That's not... It might not be any of my business, but maybe you should just shut your inn down if you can't find anyone worthy enough. You'll just suffer more if you try to drag things out, you know.
What are you trying to say?
Please, don't tell me you haven't noticed. The quality of service, the size, the number of rooms, the interior design. There's nothing that your inn has that my hotel doesn't. My hotel has everything and more. That's not true. And the cherry on the cake is this daughter of yours. If she's going to take over the business, you might as well close your inn while it still has a good reputation. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You should put your health first and shut your inn.
Shut it! You can say all you want, but we're not shutting her inn down. It's the inn that my mom and dad loved and worked so hard to keep open. Of course I won't let it go bankrupt.
Well, you certainly have bark, but you're just an amateur. What on earth could you possibly do to save your inn? In this business, you don't get results by thinking positively. You need skills, something I highly doubt you have.
I'm the daughter of a family business that's been running for over 40 years. My parents raised me to be considerate of other people and their needs, not as people who bring us profits, but as customers. You better remember everything you said today. I'll make you regret you ever pissed me off.
Of course, do your best. You'll understand just how tough it is to manage an inn when you've taken the reins yourself. Try not to collapse like your poor old mother here.
Like that, it was decided that I would take over the inn. Not just temporarily, but officially. This way my mother could rest at ease, and I could fulfill my promise of protecting the inn. The very next day, I greeted the staff of the inn as the new owner. I like to start today's morning by making an announcement. I think some of you might already know, but I'll be taking over this inn starting from today. My mother's condition won't get better unless she takes full leave, and we don't want to close down, so I'll do my best to follow in her footsteps. I hope in time you'll come to accept me as your new manager, but until I can prove myself, I'll be grateful if you could support me in this new role. Chariko, you finally decided to take over the business.
It's an emergency situation after all. It's much better than closing down the inn. I don't want to lose my job here.
Our inn is a really tight situation. We've lost a lot of customers to the place around the corner, and to be honest, we're on the brink of bankruptcy. But I love this place, and I think you guys do too, so let's work hard to bring it back to life. I'm still new to the management stuff, and will be learning as I go along. I might be relying on you in the beginning, but I won't let you down.
Of course, don't worry, Chariko.
Looking forward to working with you as owner, Charako. But how do you plan to bring the inn back to life? We've been stuck between a rock and a hard place ever since that new place was built. We haven't profited at all because of them, and we can't win against them when it comes to size and the efficiency of their reservation system.
You're right. Even if we try to go against them when it comes to efficiency and user-friendliness, we'd likely lose. As for interiors, we don't have the money to change much, but we have something they don't. They focus too much on their efficiency and profit. That's their bane as a larger business.
Oh!
What we can do is go back to step one and welcome our customers with the best service. In other words, we pay attention to details that larger businesses often overlook or ignore because they don't want to spend money they can put in their pocket. If we take care of our customers, I'm sure they'll take care of us and come back to us as regulars.
Can we really put our faith in something abstract like that? It's going to take a lot of time for us to see the results.
Trust me, let's just focus on giving each and every customer that comes through our doors the care and service they each require. It's quality over quantity. We don't have that many customers, so we just have to give a unique experience to the customers we do have. Let's all work together to get through these tough times. There's nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Yeah!
So, our inn began to work towards the ideal of a unique customer experience. The only way we could win against a large rival that relied on computers and new technology for speed and accuracy was to give customers the warmth and friendliness that our rival lacked. That was the only one that came to mind when thinking of ways to get the last laugh on Nakayama. My mother's words also had a lot of influence on my decision.
You'll be okay. I know that you can do it. You're cheerful, and you're always putting the customers first. That's why so many of our regulars are so fond of you and ask out what you're doing when they see me. I know how strong your work ethic is, and I'm proud of you for it. I know that you can do it. Trust me.
The only reason our family business is still alive after my dad passed away, and even carried on for 2 years after that Nakayama woman built her new hotel, is because my mom was keeping it running. If she says that I can do it, I shouldn't argue with her. I can bring the business back to life. I'll protect it no matter what. The first thing I had to do in order to improve customer service was to create a comfortable work environment for the staff. For that, I began to make several changes in the staff room and to the bonus system. For example,
Phew! I'm so tired. I'm going to go have my break. Hey, come look! You're going to love this! What's the matter? What are you so excited about? Look, there's a drinks bar in the staff room. You're kidding. There's 3 of them. Where did they come from? There's juice, coffee, hot chocolate, everything except for alcohol. We can drink whatever we want. This is great. Did Charako have them brought in? It must be. I can't think of anyone else who would do something this thoughtful. Let's have a drink. Oh, that tastes great. I always need a coffee around this time for an energy boost. With this, I can make it through the rest of my shift.
I'm glad they're happy with the drink servers. It's worked just the way I hoped. I guess I can count this first plan a success. A few days later, I announced a change to all the staff. Everyone, thanks for your hard work. Before we start on the afternoon task, I'd like to make an announcement.
An announcement? What is it?
Yeah, I made a change to the bonus system. Starting from this month, there will be an MVP of the month bonus.
MVP of the month?
Yes, every month we'll be giving $300 worth of gift coupons as a bonus to an employee that is chosen as MVP of the month.
$300? Seriously?
That's a lot of gift coupons. It sounds great, but how are you going to decide on who the MVP is?
I've created a questionnaire for the customers to fill out. It's got a question asking them to write the name of the employee they thought provided the best service. I'll be setting up a box next to the front desk to collect those questionnaires, and we'll gather them at the end of every month.
That sounds interesting. We can't complain if the customers are deciding. I better work hard.
We get praised by the customers and even get a $300 bonus. It's brilliant. I better work hard too. Sharako, thanks for introducing such thoughtful changes. Your mom and your dad were great people, and I loved working with them. But you've gone above and beyond.
I'll be announcing an MVP every month, and we'll have a small celebration too. So there's something for everyone to look forward to. Let's get motivated and improve our service even further.
Yeah!
With small changes like these, I had increased the employees' motivation towards work, and positive customer feedback on our service had skyrocketed. There are a few occasions where customers came directly to me to share feedback about their experience staying with us. For example,
Sorry to bother you when you're so busy. Is Mr. Takahashi around today? If he is, I'd be happy if I could see him.
Takahashi, I'm afraid he's got the day off today. Is there something the matter?
Oh, it's his day off today? That's a shame.
Would you like me to give him a message when he comes back to work?
Yes, please. To be honest, silly me. I lost my phone late last night, and I was looking for it by myself. And Mr. Takahashi called out to me. He was kind enough to help me look for it, even though he looked like he was preparing to go home. He searched all over, and in the end, it was Mr. Takahashi that found my phone for me.
Is that so? I'm delighted to hear that you're able to find your phone and that Takahashi was of good use to you.
Yes, he really did help me. I never would have found it by myself, and I need that phone to stay in touch with my family. Please tell Mr. Takahashi that I was very grateful and that I put his name down in the questionnaire I filled out.
Of course, thank you. I'll tell him the next time I see him. I'm sure he'll be very happy to hear that you were pleased with his service.
Thank you. I had a lovely time at this hot spring. I'll be back soon.
Thank you very much. We're looking forward to seeing you again. And the next day, Takahashi, I heard something from a customer about you.
Huh? What is it? I hope it's something good.
A customer stopped me yesterday, and she was asking after you. She told me that you helped her find the phone she lost until late into the night. She was really happy with you and asked me to tell you how grateful she was.
Really? I'm glad I was able to help her out.
Thank you for working so hard for our customers. I hope that you'll keep up the good work.
Of course, it's no biggie. It's my job, and I just did what I thought was the right thing to do. Even if I wasn't working, I would have done the same thing.
You're right. It's important to think of helping people as a matter of course. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Despite our ideal of a unique customer experience, the number of customers we had did increase tenfold. But luckily for us, the number of regular customers and the number of times a user in did increase, which led to a rise in our profit. Yes, if we keep going like this, we can pull ourselves back from the red.
Why are the number of customers increasing in a crumbly old inn like this? What's going on? No matter what they do, they can't win against my hotel. I have more customers, more popularity online. This increase is probably a one-time thing. They're just wasting their own time. One day they'll have to shut down.
A week later, disaster struck. Literally.
Jariko! The rain is really terrible today. It's pouring outside.
It really is. Let's check the weather news. There might be a typhoon or something.
Typhoon number 7 is striking the northeastern coast of Japan today, with winds of up to 100 miles per hour and 150 millimeters rainfall. There have been disruptions for transportation across the area, with train and bus lines being stopped in Saitama, leading to a complete shutdown of traffic. There have been reports of civilians stuck in subways and at stations waiting for the typhoons to pass. We'll be back to update you on the situation in half an hour.
This is going to be problematic.
Yeah, the situation is much more urgent than I thought it would be. We've got to do something. If there are any customers who come to stay because they can't go home, let's make sure we do our best to welcome them.
Understood!
Just as I had anticipated, our lobby was soon filled with people who had come to stay the night. A lot of them were people who couldn't get home because the trains had stopped, and our front desk was in a panic.
Boss, there are more customers than we can take. All the rooms have been filled, but we can't send the rest of them out into the rain. What do we do?
We can let them rest in the lobby. We have more than enough space there. There must be a lot of people who are wet and cold, so let's hand out blankets and we can open up the hot spring and divide them into groups to go have a bath to warm up. We have plenty of bathrooms to give if their clothes are soaked through.
Yes, boss!
Oh, and if anyone feels unwell, lead them to the staff restroom to lie down.
Understood!
Let's make sure we shelter as many people as we can. We can't turn anyone away in an emergency situation like this. If they're happy with staying in the lobby, we can do our best to make them feel comfortable. The typhoon won't be around forever, so we just have to wait until it dies down. It'll be a lot of work, but we can do it if we stick together.
Yeah!
Thanks to the typhoon, we ended up opening up our lobby to the public. It was a good thing the lobby was made to be large, because a lot of people came to take cover from the rain. This typhoon is really bad, huh? Would you like some hot chocolate to warm up? It's on the house.
Thank you so much. I'd love some. It was terrible outside. I'm completely soaked through.
It must have been tough finding a hotel that was open on a night like this. Did you have to walk around a lot before you got here?
Yeah. Every other hotel in it was completely booked. And another place was really horrible to me. But you've been really kind. I'm just happy that I'm not out in the rain anymore.
Really? I'm glad we were able to help. What happened at the other place?
I went to the hotel around the corner before I came here. They were really rude when I asked if they had a room open.
What did they say to you?
I asked at the front desk if I could stay the night, but the owner turned up and she was really demeaning. Miss, are you trying to use my hotel to escape from the rain? If you are, I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to leave. This isn't a shelter. This first-class hotel is meant for enjoying a luxurious experience, not for people like you. You can't spend the night here just because you want to stay out of the rain.
She was extremely rude. She really is. It's a shame that you had experienced something like that, but don't worry, we won't do anything like kicking you out into the horrible weather. I believe that this is the reason deterrent for Inn.
I was really disappointed the owner of all people would do something as low as pick their customers in a situation like this. She must have realized that I didn't have a lot of money on me and thought only about her profit.
As a fellow business person, I have to say, I don't agree with her actions at all. I think that she's done something inexcusable. I can't believe she would go so far as to choose her customers based on how they look and if they have money or not. Anyway, we won't be charging you for tonight, so please rest up and enjoy the hot drinks and snacks we provided. If you'd like, and don't mind waiting your turn, we've opened up the hot spring so you can take a nice warm bath.
I don't know how to thank you. You've been so kind to me.
It's no problem. Like I said, this is what inns are here for. It's just a lobby, but I hope you'll have a good stay. We managed to make it through the night without any major problems, and by the next morning the typhoon had passed and the weather had cleared. The train started moving, so all of our guests were able to make their way home.
Thank you so much for your care. The hot spring felt great, so I'll definitely be coming back as a proper customer.
All the people that had spent the night at our inn to get away from the rain all went home after sharing their gratitude.
I'm glad that they all went home satisfied with our service. All we did was open at the lobby, but it did a world of wonders.
It's all thanks to you guys. You worked really hard all night. Thank you so much. Well, we don't have any bookings today because of the typhoon, so I'll be closing the inn until tomorrow. Let's all get rested up for the next shift. You deserve it. Take care on your way home.
Thank you very much!
A few days after the typhoon had passed, we noticed a visible difference in the number of customers that were coming to stay at our inn.
Boss, we're fully booked again today. This is incredible!
See? I told you so. It's the little things that count. Every small thing we did for every customer that came by showed that we cared.
You really were right. I regret having doubted you, even a little.
I never thought it'd be this effective. I'm surprised the number of customers has increased this much, but I'm glad we believe in you, Chariko.
Just goes to show that people don't want fancy technology or speedy service. They just want a warm, kind welcome from a human being. You just gotta treat others how you'd like them to treat you. That's all. There's nothing hard about it.
I've really learned a lot from you ever since you became the owner. Thank you, Charako. I can't think of anyone else I'd want to work for. I'll do my best from now on, too.
Oh, you're making me blush. This inn has only come this far because of all of you being here, making things work. I really am grateful to have a team like you. Let's do our best together. When we were talking, the owner of our rival business came running into our lobby with panic and worry written all over her face.
What have you done? What trick did you use?
Is something the matter? We haven't done anything.
The number of guests visiting my hotel has decreased by a lot these past few days. We were fully booked almost every single day before this. And I've seen that you've been rather busy. It's way too unnatural to be a coincidence.
Oh, really? That's unfortunate.
What did you do? Did you spread rumors about my hotel? If you did, prepare yourself for a full-on court battle. I'll sue you for defamation.
Miss Nakayama, do you really not understand the reason why you've lost so many customers in such a short space of time?
What? What are you talking about?
It's a shame that you're this dull about what's being said in regards to your own business. You should be more aware of what's going on online if you're so proud of your reputation.
What are you talking about? What do you mean? What's going on online?
It seems like you really aren't aware of the situation, so I'll be kind enough to let you in on the know. I think this could be an explanation as to why you're losing customers, and it's got nothing to do with me.
I ended up unable to go home due to the typhoon causing train lines to shut down. I tried to stay at a first-class hotel nearby for the night, but I was turned away by Miss Nakayama, the owner of said hotel. She told me that I had to leave because I couldn't use the hotel to shelter from the rain. She told me that her first-class hotel was too good for people like me to stay at. Good for her. I'm never going to visit her hotel ever again.
This post was shared over 100,000 times online, and Nakayama ended up being at the center of major criticism from a lot of people, without her even realizing.
You're kidding! It's already spiraled this much out of control? I never even knew that this was going on. I don't even remember this woman. I've never seen her before. Who is she?
I'm not surprised. You don't remember her because you're not sincere when speaking with customers. You don't even treat them with respect. From what I heard from this lady, you're a terrible owner. You don't even have the right to call yourself a businesswoman.
What did you say?
That's not all. I want you to look at this other post she made.
On the bright side, I managed to find a place that did let me in just around the corner. It was called Chara Inn, and they had opened up their lobby when their rooms were filled up, so that people could take shelter from the rain and rest. They provided us with hot drinks, blankets, and access to their hot spring, all for free. The owner even listened, as I complained about what happened at me at the other. I'm really grateful for their selfless acts. Thank you so much. I plan on staying at Chara Inn if I'm ever in need of a place to stay or want to have a nice day.
The customer had posted this wonderful message along with a video that showed all the staff working hard to give out drinks and blankets, and talking with customers about what they needed. We were all surprised when we found out about the post, and were laughing about not remembering having worked that hard. But we were really happy that somebody had acknowledged our effort, and had even shared it online for other people to see. I was really happy to see that our hard work had such an effect on the people that were here that night. In no time, the video was shared all over the net, and our inn became famous. People were coming in droves to stay at the inn that was trending online, and everyone was leaving positive feedback in our bot. You only think about the profit in front of you, and don't stop to think about the customers all around you. I think I should make it clear that without customers, you won't have any profits. The customers are the most important part of the equation. I knew that you were only thinking about the money ever since we spoke in the hospital.
But
I think it'll be extremely difficult for you to get your hotel back on track while the public is still criticizing you for your actions. Does an amateur like you even have a plan to get it up and running again?
Well, I
don't mean to stick my head in your business, but it might be a good idea for an amateur like you to just give up and shut down your hotel. I don't think anyone will be going to stay in your hotel ever again.
Damn it, I'll show you! I'll take back my customers and prove to you that I can bring it back to life. You better not forget what you just said, because I'll make you beg me for forgiveness.
Nakayama left hurriedly after saying everything she had wanted to say, as though she were running away. She had said some pretty confident things, but after that, Nakayama and her hotel didn't have a good ending waiting for them. Unfortunately for Nakayama, rumors spread fast when you're in this business, and the criticism only got worse and worse. Customers weren't returning to her hotel, and she had no choice but to shut her hotel down. The only thing left after relying on the most advanced technology and spending bucket loads on paying the army of staff was a large sum of debt. In order to pay out that massive debt, she tried visiting job centers to find somewhere that would hire her. But the rumors preceded her, and nobody wanted to hire a useless old woman with an attitude like hers. As a result, she had to go bankrupt and had all of her possessions seized. She had no money and nowhere to live, so I hear that she's had to apply for welfare. One of our staff mentioned that he saw her going into a really old apartment, so it seems that the rumors I've heard are true. I guess this is what happens when you try and pick customers based on their look. By the way, my mom was finally discharged from the hospital, so she's currently advising me while I'm busy thinking of further ways to change the inn for the better. I'm thinking of ways to make our inn bigger so that we can increase the number of rooms we have, and in turn increase wages for employees who've worked so hard for our ideal of a unique customer experience. I've seen what happens to people when they put profits before customer service. I've got to make sure I don't do anything stupid like that and work hard. For my dad up in heaven and my mom who's worked so hard to keep the inn open up until now, and for everyone working at the inn, I'm going to work even harder from now on.